let's take a look at some of the specifics in the fuel subsidy issue. I'm now being joined on the news at 10 by an economist and CEO financial derivatives company, Mr. Bismarck Rewane. Thanks a lot, Mr. Rewane, for joining us.
Thanks for having me. Good evening.
Good evening. I know you've been following this debate closely, back and forth. Now, what exactly are the facts about the subsidy issue beyond the to be or not to be? What are the facts?
Okay, let me break this down into 3 segments. One, what is the news? The news is that NEC has postponed the time for dealing with this thing from now to June this year. What is the news? That there will be a demonstration on the 1st of February by the unions. What is the news? The federal government has provided in the budget up to June this year for subsidy. What is the news? The Petroleum Industry Act does not allow for payment of subsidies. What are the facts? The fact that Nigeria supposedly uses between 60 million to 72 million liters a day. That's what the data says. But the reality may say something else. Nigeria produces anything between 1.4 and 1.8 million barrels a day. The OPEC quota is 1.8 million barrels a day. The price of oil today is at $7 a barrel, highest point since 2014. What's the inconvenient truth and the evidence? The 5 refineries in Nigeria are out of service. There is a world illusion in Nigeria. The people do not trust and have not trusted government as far as refineries and oil prices are concerned over the past 30, 40 years. And the people are actually squeezed. Okay, now let's go to what actually is the reality. The reality is that the subsidy debate is a political debate with an economic dimension. In other words, good economics does not necessarily mean good politics. So now we are in the middle of an election season, so everything will have an electoral and political coloration. So let's discount for the politics of today and say what the facts are. It's a storm in a teacup. The ordinary man has 3 refined products that are of relevance to him. 1, diesel. 2, petrol. 3, kerosene. The diesel and kerosene price have been deregulated for a couple of years. Today, they are paying 350 naira per liter of diesel and 470 naira per liter of kerosene and 165 naira per liter of petrol. The subsidy per liter of petrol is about almost 235 naira per liter. Now, some people say that since we have oil and we are an oil-producing country, we should be having low petrol prices. Since we have refineries now, what are the facts today? The facts are that the world's largest oil producer today is the United States. It produces 11.18 million barrels of oil every day. And the price of petrol per liter in America is 95 cents. That is basically $1. America has 135 functioning refineries and a population of about 320 million people. Saudi Arabia produces about 9 million barrels, but maybe for the OPEC quota, about 8 million barrels. It has 5 functioning refineries, and the price of petrol in Saudi Arabia is 62 cents per liter. Nigeria produces, let's say, roughly 1.4, 1.5. The price of petrol, using the official rate, is about 39 cents, but using the unofficial rate, it's 29 cents. And guess what? So that tells you that the fact that you have oil production, the fact that you have functioning refineries does not mean that the price of petrol should be lower in your country. But it's wrong to make that straight comparison because the income per capita in Saudi Arabia and America is much higher than that of Nigeria. But let's look deeper into the facts. The reality is that if the government was to say today that, look, we are unable to provide governance, therefore every Nigerian should come and get his share of crude oil every day. Every Nigerian will get 0.10 barrel every day, the 200 million Nigerians. And it will fetch you 454 naira a day. And with that 454 naira a day, you will buy you produce your own electricity, produce everything. But that's a very crude analogy. And every American will get $2.40 a day. Nigerians will get 80 cents a day. And Saudi Arabians will get $23 a day, every Saudi Arabian. Angolans will get something like almost $3.20 a day. So the oil output per head and revenue per head is a different thing. So there's a world solution. There's work to be done. So we have to work, and we have to do that. Now, the other question, the other inconvenient truth is that it is said that the higher the oil price, the higher the rate of inflation. Facts do not show that. It is true that there's a pass-through effect and it leads to inflation. But let's look at West Africa. Ghana has petrol price of $1.19 a liter. And yet the rate of inflation is 11%. In Kenya, it's $1.16, and the rate of inflation is 5%. Uganda, it's $1.30, the rate of inflation is 2.9%. In South Africa, $1.30, the rate of inflation is 5.9%. In Nigeria, it's 29 cents, and the rate of inflation is 16%. So it means that inflation has other causes apart from petrol prices. So that's the fact, that's the evidence. So let's situate that discussion there.
Okay, Mr. Rewane, from what I gather, what you've said now and what we hear, some say remove, some say don't remove, others say remove, but perhaps it's not the right time. Which move do you think will improve the welfare of the average Nigerian, finally?
It's never a right time to take the bitter medicine. But if you don't take the bitter medicine, it comes to haunt you down the road. So what will happen if you remove these subsidies today? First of all, politically, it will be difficult and become controversial. So everything we looked at him. So let's take away the timing. You are going to have to do it today, do it in June, or do it sometime. But not doing it, it'll be lights out for Nigeria. Nigeria will be doomed if you don't do it. You have to do it sometime, but you have to look for the convenient time. But the question is that if you take the money from the people and give it to the government, what the people are saying that we don't trust that, one, the government will use it in our interest. Two, that the money will not be stolen. Three, that even if it's not stolen, it will be wasted. So that contract, that social contract between the government and the governing is still a work in progress, and it's part of the transition to what we can call a proper democracy. So that has to be addressed. But the reality is that whether we like it or not, the people still have to. The way forward is that the people get the government and the leadership they deserve and they demand. Now we have elections coming. So the change in government attitude or government efficiency is not going to happen because we go for a vigil or go to the mosque or go to the church. It's going to happen because people make a choice to decide the people that will lead them, first at the local government level, at the state government level, at the federal government level. It is when you make those decisions and those choices, and the people know that you will demand good governance and that you can hire them and fire them, because in any case, the leaders are paid to serve Nigeria, not to lead Nigeria, to serve Nigeria. And that decision has to be made. And so the way forward is actually, let's face it, we could limp along, we could stroll along, or we could take those hard decisions. But sooner or later, we have to make the decision to ensure that the destiny of Nigeria, the economic destiny, is a function of the political destiny and the strong and solid leadership of the country at all levels. That is it. So it's a decision for today, a decision for tomorrow, but remember that the future is more important than the present, and certainly more important than the past. Thank you.
All right, CEO, Financial Derivatives Company, Mr. Bismarck Rewane, always a pleasure to have you, and thanks for sharing that on the News at 10 tonight.
Thank you for having me.